Hey guys, it's Scott from the Forgot to Grow Up podcast, and welcome to another edition of ReWatching Agents of S.h.i.e.L.D. Today I'm going to be talking about Season 1, Episode 6, FZZT, or for other people, FZZT. I don't know if that was supposed to actually spell something. Is that what that is? That would make sense. That's, I guess, the noise that electricity makes. That's not really the point, though. Today I'm talking about Episode 6 of Season 1. I'm going to be going over the IMDb plot summary for you guys, just so you have an idea of what this episode happened in this episode. Then I'm going to talk about a little bit of the foreshadowing I noticed, along with some of my thoughts about this episode. Alright, guys, so we'll just start off with me reading off the IMDb plot summary for you guys, so you guys have some idea of what happened in this episode and what I'm talking about some of the foreshadowing elements. Okay, so the synopsis says, at the start of the episode, Agent Coulson is taking his physical exam. In the lab, Agent Ward is testing out a new weapon, and he says it's an ounce too heavy. Once Ward leaves, Sky, Fitz, and Simmons are making fun of him by doing impressions of him. Ha ha ha, funny, funny, funny. Then Agent Coulson and the team investigate a series of deaths involving levitation and electrostatic anomalies. Although the team initially assumed the deaths were caused by some form of weapon, the cause of the anomalies is discovered to be an alien virus found on a S.h.i.e.L.D. helmet salvaged from the Battle of New York that turns the unwitting victims into electrostatic bombs. Boom. Guessing that's like... Anyways, so when Agent Simmons is infected by the fatal virus, she and Agent Fitz work furiously on a cure, while Coulson ignores a direct order to sacrifice Simmons and to save the rest of the team. With time running out and unaware that their last attempt was actually successful, Simmons knocks out Fitz to leap from the plane, but Ward manages to save her before she plunges to her death. Simmons then receives a telling off from Agent Coulson. Once outside his office, Ward mimics Sky, Fitz, and Simmons' impressions of him that he overheard. After his physical reveals nothing unusual, Coulson confides in Agent May that he is searching for some explanation for why he feels different. She points out that it would be impossible not to be changed by his seemingly death, alluding to having gone through her own life-shattering incident. In the final scene, the helmet is delivered to S.h.i.e.L.D., the S.h.i.e.L.D. sandbox facility, to the possession of Agent Blake, who warns Coulson of the consequences of disobeying a direct order from headquarters. Okay, so that's the plot summary, guys. Sorry, I'm not the best reader. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is that a bunch of little things happen in this episode. Nothing like huge, but a few little things that do allude to some stuff in the future, obviously, and some kind of stuff thrown to the back. So obviously we get the Chitauri helmet and the Battle of New York reference, which is another great tie. That's one thing I like about this first season, is that they have all these little ties to remind you that this is still part of the MCU. This is in the same world that Captain America and Iron Man are still hanging out in. I love that they make sure to always bring those little ties in, because this could have been any alien helmet. It could have been some ancient alien helmet that's been kicking around for 1,000 years, but instead they tie it to the MCU by having it from the Battle of New York, and I just enjoyed that element, and it's just a good little Easter egg in there for you, just as also part of the plot element. So what else did we have? We had a lot of the foreshadowing in this element is around Coulson and the fact that he's feeling weird about his death. He thinks there's something unusual going on, even though everyone tells it's normal. They said he was only dead for 8 seconds, but he doesn't feel right. That's why he took the physical, and even though it came back with negative, like no results, come back normal, he still thinks that there's something wrong. He thinks there's something quite right about how he came back from the dead, or how he survived that. And Agent May does try to kind of convince him that anybody would feel that way, but he says something else, and I love this little bit of foreshadowing to the fact that we get to learn eventually how he actually was brought back. It wasn't just some, oh yeah, you just survived. There's a lot more to it. You were dead for a while. The Tahiti project, and I'm really excited that this builds up to that, and I really enjoyed that part of the foreshadowing for this episode. So another bit of foreshadowing was Agent May talking about her own life-shattering event, or alluding to her own life-shattering event, again alluding to the cavalry nickname that she has, and us getting a little hint towards that. I like that foreshadowing that they keep putting in, and that we eventually get to learn. I like that once you're rewatching this, you know that you eventually learn what it is, but I enjoy that the little things they put in each episode to kind of give you hints for it, and that was another bit of foreshadowing I noticed. I also thought that it was a little bit kind of the Agent Blake thing at the end, warning him about the consequences of going against orders from headquarters. I thought it was a little kind of, does this maybe have something to do with Hydra? I'm not sure. I can't really be 100% sure. I don't know if that is actually a bit of foreshadowing, but I thought that was an interesting possible connection. Is Agent Blake a member of Hydra? I don't remember exactly. Is that kind of what he's hinting at? That there's like, oh no, you gotta follow the company line, or else something's good, or yeah, I don't know. That was just a little thing that I thought was kind of cool, but those are all the bits of foreshadowing I really noticed in this episode, guys. Let me know in the comments below if you guys noticed anything, as always. But some of my thoughts about this episode is that this felt like a very kind of where they're starting to get in the rhythm of the show a little bit. This is one of those shows that's a little bit longer season, so it's a 20 episode season usually, and that means you have to have a couple, I don't want to say filler episodes, ones that don't exactly tie into all the big events of the season. Yes, they did have some foreshadowing again, like I mentioned before, but I felt this was one of those episodes. If you missed it, you didn't miss much, in a sense. Does that make sense? I feel like it wasn't integral to like the whole overall season. I think this was just kind of we learned some good things about each of the characters. We get a good Fitz and Simmons moment throughout this episode, which I really like, considering some episodes they don't have as much to do, and I like that they kind of try and switch off with different ones. This episode, Skye didn't have anything to do. She literally just hugs somebody once and says how useless she feels. So yeah, I like that they do that balance throughout this first season, that they like, you can't always have all 6 characters as the central part to the story, and they can't always contribute. And I like that they were able to bring that focus to Fitz and Simmons into this episode. But again, I don't feel like anything in this episode particularly was super important or connecting, so it did feel a little bit like a filler. But guys, let me know in the comments below if I missed something. Did I miss some kind of element that this connects through further, that foreshadows? Did I miss something? Definitely let me know in the comments below. That's all my thoughts for this episode this week. Thanks again for joining me as always, guys. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, check out the other videos, and subscribe to the Forgot to Grow Up podcast on iTunes, Spotify, and all those other places. You can find those links down in the description below. And thanks again for joining me today, guys. Have a good one.